Hello, hello, and welcome to Of All the Places podcast. I am sitting on top of the richest hill on earth with my girl, Katie K.
What's up?
And over there by the monitors doing his thing, Ben the Juice.
Staying juicy, baby.
How's it been, guys? What's happening?
We're rocking and rolling.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark. It's not really wintry.
It's going to be dark for a long time. I just feel like it's dark for a long time, and then all of a sudden summer happens.
Yep.
It's weird.
Be cooler if there was snow.
Yeah, well.
But what are you going to do?
Maybe by the time this episode drops,
there will be snow.
there better be snow.
Yeah,
we can only hope. Let's say that right now.
Yeah.
But speaking of the episode that we're doing right now, let's get on track here. John, who are we talking to today?
So we are talking to one of I'll come out and say it. Like, this gentleman has been a mentor of mine. He was a professor, helped me get into my master's program. I find myself saying things, repeating the words that he has said from time to time. Kind of a Renaissance man, right? So he's an author, he's a musician, he's a professor, he's an alien quasi-expert. Forecaster.
Forecaster.
So cool.
Yeah. Dr. Chad Okrusch is with us today. Just a really great guy. I think you're going to dig him.
And I'm excited. I've never met him before. So these are sometimes my favorite episodes because I really just, it's like a first date.
Yeah. And he's got deep roots, which is really cool. So he's a creative, especially like on the music side and the creative side of things. I'm interested on the longevity of like how he sees what's going on now compared to, like, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, whenever, like when Butte was at its lowest.
Yeah.
What was, like, how did we blossom creatives out of that?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to hear.
Been here and seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I recognize the name from the music scene in general, so I'm excited to see what else.
Dr. Chad.
Yeah.
Dr. Chad.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chad Okrusch, the Renaissance man extraordinaire. All right, Juice, hit us with that theme song.
Of all the places, of all the places, of all the places.
You know what she's out already. I'm checked out. Dr. O, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I've been looking forward to it since the invitation.
Ooh. I've been trying to figure out what you are.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like you need to elaborate, John.
I just want us all to laugh at me for a second first. Because I know you well enough to know that you're a author, you're a musician, professor, photographer. What else am I missing? I feel like there's
father,
there.
friend, yeah.
There's a lot of layers
musician,
to you, my man.
Yep. I'm a songwriter. I value that. But I'm a human who's curious.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've always loved about you is that there's kind of this thread that goes through all of your projects that I think is really valuable, and I'd love to talk to you about this, is like basically how, and tell me how wrong I am by this analysis. This is just like from the outside.
I can't wait to hear what you're curious.
I know.
Well, it's basically like how place and your passion for community and place can inform projects and inspire passions. Would you say that's fairly accurate?
I would say that, creating the world together with the people that you live near and share common cause with, community building in place, acknowledging the kind of uniqueness of geographies and cultures and histories. And I think all of it's tied together by trying to tell the stories of people, trying to tell real stories of real people, and around places like this, it's a lot of hard-used people in a hard-used place. So a lot of times those are serious. They're sad, and they're also joyful, and but I guess the words that you use, yeah, I'm trying to be a part of a community in the making and being a nourishing presence in that, trying to encourage people to participate and see what they have to contribute.
And storytelling is so important. And
Absolutely.
you do a great job of doing it through different genres as well.
Appreciate that.
What's your go-to?
Oh, depends on the story, I suppose. I mean, and it depends on how the world is expressing itself through, whatever version of myself I am, at the time. So sometimes it's the way that the mountains and the clouds interact with a rising or a setting sun around here. So it's your smartphone, right? And photography. Sometimes it's maybe some sort of I don't know, you're sparked by sometimes it's poetry, sometimes it's noodling on a guitar, so there's melody or chord progressions, or a story that needs to be told, and you marry those things all together. I love the poesis, the act of kind of weaving together all of these things that already exist, right? And we're just in the middle of it, trying to create maybe new versions that rhyme with the other senses that other experiences that we've had together.
I mean, and you're at the nexus of a lot of stories, like Butte, Montana, and Montana in general. Like you've got a deep understanding of this. You're a second or third generation Butant? Butant?
Longer than that. Yeah, Butant, but I think is the correct term. My children are fifth generation, so I'm fourth, and then we're sixth generation Montanans.
Wow.
And I've often described Butte as a vortex, as this centrifugal and centripetal forces. People are coming in from the outside, and sometimes they get caught here. Maybe as you guys have, you find yourself spinning in it, and sometimes people get spun out of here too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting attractor of our attention, and a lot of crazy things have happened here. And I think there's probably something to the fact that like all of the quartz and there's energies here that are strange. My mother's side of the family, they've been in Butte since 1948, but they're from Taos, New Mexico, and that's a similar kind of strange vortex and attractor of interesting people.
I do think Butte attracts some people.
Oh yeah. I mean, I really like the way you put that. I haven't heard it spun like that before, and I think that's absolutely true. Like,
if I were to do a podcast, that's what was my name for it, the vortex.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's launch that right now.
Oh my gosh.
No, because people do get spun out of here too.
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And we've tried to put our finger on what exactly that is. It's not like a filter. It's not something, but like for whatever reason.
I have theories, and even did some research on it in the late 1900s when I was a master's student in TC. It was for intercultural communication class, and that's one of the classes I teach now. But then I was a master's student. I was really interested in how people are brought in and kept out. And mostly I think it's a function of how actually curious you are, and how open you are to the place. People who embrace the weirdness and the funkiness and can kind of deal with the tough moments just for a little while until things get better. They do well here. And then the name game, where, you ask people's name and try to figure out how you're connected to them, becomes a force to be drawn in. We're trying to connect with you.
Yeah.
But when you come here and complain about the place and talk about everything that's wrong with it, and there are many things that are problematic for sure, but you only focus on those, or you're not curious at all, or you don't really see the value in the experience of the people, or what the place might mean, those folks don't typically last very long, or they stay and they're miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's about curiosity and openness to new experiences.
Yeah.
Whether or not people come, because pretty soon, as you all have found out, if you're still here and thriving, which evidently you are, you're considered parts of the community, and you don't have to be here for 4 or 5 generations to be that. You just have to want to be here,
Right.
and
Genuinely.
reach into it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Because there's a lot of great communities. We talk a lot about, I mean, we're all creatives in this room right now. And we just like, I love what's happening in town. There's this undercurrent or bubbling up of this creative energy. You're certainly a part of it. And you've been a part of it far before any of us. So what's your take on kind of the energy that we feel?
It's a dream come true. It's what we were trying to do, you know, at the Blue Venus Cafe in the old, you know, Silver Dollar open mic nights in the 90s, and you know, songwriter rounds with folks like Sean Amy. You know, that was 25, almost 30 years ago. And this is just an open-minded, creative place. But mostly folks are just trying to get by, so they don't have a lot of energy and resources to devote to their creativity when they're just trying to get their basic needs met most of the time. So it's a struggling artist community. It always has been, right? To see it attract people and keep people, and to see the new versions of artistic expression here is just, it's a dream come true. It's what we hope for when we're doing it in little pieces in a community that had the kind of the incipient spark and spirit, but hadn't put it all together yet.
Right.
So it reminds me of like some goofy combination of Portland and Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh,
know?
I love that.
Just the off, like the stephead or redheaded stepchildren of those two cities.
Yeah, that's where I want to be, though.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be.
Well,
That's where the interesting people are.
I was going to say, it's
Yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
It is.
right? And it doesn't surprise me that you were doing it that long ago and you're still doing it, because I think there's 25 years of stories to be told here.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a story in every brick of this community.
And every person you meet is a storyteller. You know, not only do they have stories to tell, they tell them often with, you know, vigor and gusto, right? As if they were there,
Right.
you know, tell stories of places they never saw. Because growing up here, especially when I did, and I lived in Seattle in the late 70s to mid 80s, and then moved back in 85, 86, and things were terrible.
Right.
You know, things were the community was struggling, and there wasn't a lot of things to be hopeful for, and there was not a lot of leisure time to be making art.
Right.
You know, and we were always taught about the golden age of Butte when there were 100,000 people here. Of course, historically, no, there weren't 100,000 people here, but it's a fun superlative. We love superlatives. We're the richest and the biggest and the deepest and all. If you can be it, that's what we are. We've done it. But yeah, everybody's a storyteller and everybody has a story to tell. And it's part of I think, mining culture, bar culture,
Irish culture.
culture, storytelling. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's a wonderful place to be from.
Right. And you left and came back.
I did. I didn't intend ever to come back. When I went to Eugene in fall of 2001, I thought maybe someday I might be a professor in Klamath Falls or Humboldt County or something like that. Never really intended on coming back, but after I'd finished my coursework and was writing a dissertation, my family situation at that time, my wife's father had passed, and her mother didn't drive and was in her 70s and needed somebody to be here. So, another Butte vortex story. Several months before that, Pat Monday had sent me an email, said, "What would your ideal job be? Would you describe this?" And right, because we're hiring a new position over here. And he says, and I said, "Well, I'm not coming back, so,
Right.
but here's what I would think you guys should be doing around technical communication and stuff." And then sure enough, across my higher ed jobs feed, when I needed it, that job came through. And,
Wow.
and I was hired for it. And I was also hired for the CFWEP director position. So
Oh,
two
really?
jobs opened up in a town where no jobs are ever open for what I do.
Yeah.
Right. Those jobs haven't really been open since. So
So
it's
Pat's
just
to
one of
blame.
those things, serendipity or kismet, or the timing was right and we were needed here, and raised my kids here. And I leave as much as I can. I have tremendous joy being on the road and getting away from here because I am from here. But also this place is just in me. There's no doubt about it. And I love to see what's happening here. I wish it was more affordable.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
That's not just us though. It's the whole world. It's the
Yeah.
whole country for sure. So
Especially Montana right now.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that was a boring line of conversation there.
No, it's true, and everybody talks about it.
How's
It's a
the weather
common
out there?
conversation. It's absolutely worth mentioning.
Oh man.
It's very real right now.
It is.
Yeah.
And it affects everyone. That's the problem. And you talked a little bit about how poverty, like, that's one of the things that I'm scared of, is how poverty reduces our overall culture,
Mhm.
because we don't have the time to work on things like art. And if you're struggling to feed yourself, you're probably not going to be thinking about poetry in the afternoon,
Exactly.
and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we've got all of these things. And I think that's probably why in the 80s, after the mines closed and things were at probably their lowest, it's so much even more important to be a singer-songwriter,
Right.
to attend those things, to put on those events,
Right.
because of the escapism of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's hard.
One thing I see that's different, and there's always been this impulse in the community, but the impulse to do original art, right? Not to in terms of music. We have a lot of wonderful artists and a lot of great cover bands, but we also have singer-songwriters. We have people who are writing their own stuff and touring all over the place, right? And adding some new voices and new sounds and new experiences to the world. And that's amazing thing to see
Yeah.
from this longitudinal perspective and to be a part of.
Where do you
Still.
think all that comes from?
I think it's part of what it means to be human, and it's some kind of a convergence of the energies here and the will of the people who choose to make it home, right? It's an easy place to be inspired, and
I agree.
and when your
Yeah.
basic needs are met, or even when they're not. I mean, we were writing, sometimes the best songs come because you got hunger pains, man.
Right.
And there's a lot of heart, tear your heart out, crying blues songs that are written on this place because it is a place where people have suffered.
Mhm.
There's also more joy here. right? And we celebrate.
It
If you
is-
give us something to celebrate, we'll turn it into 3 days.
3 days and a
At
parade.
least.
At
Yeah,
least.
and a parade.
And
It's so true.
Yep.
absolutely.
I think that's how it should be, though. You know,
Yeah.
I think things are worth celebrating.
Hell yeah, we should do that more often.
Yeah.
Well, I think we do.
Yeah, I don't think
I
that's
mean,
our
name
problem.
something that we do for one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll even make up a holiday before St. Patrick's
That's
Day
right,
just
right.
to drink another night. It's
Yep.
like, what are we? We don't even know.
Everything.
Yeah, the 3rd of July. Who does that?
Yeah, we made
That's
that. That's for us.
I never made that pattern, but yeah, sure enough, here we are.
Yeah, if you're going to, you might as well do it for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Christmas Adam is a thing too, isn't that? Christmas Eve, but it's the day before that.
The
oh,
Eve
the
Eve?
day before Christmas.
Christmas
Eve.
Adam.
Oh, I've never heard it called that. I
Oh,
just call it the
Christmas
Eve.
Adam and
Adam.
Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
I like
Okay.
that. I just call it the Eve Eve.
Friendsgiving
That's,
Yeah, Friendsgiving. Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not slowing down.
Well, that hits our 3-day mark, so
That's right.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's part of celebration is part of what happens when a culture is developed around people who are risking their lives every day.
Every
right?
single day. Yeah.
Then that beer tastes better.
Yeah.
Coming
and being
up
with your
out of it.
people is much
being
more
with your
important.
people, Yeah.
You teach ethics and communication and cultures and things like that, right? Up at Tech.
Yeah.
What's your favorite class to teach?
Man. That's a tough one because I'm so blessed to teach the classes I teach. Let's say intro to ethics, intro to philosophy with incoming freshmen is so fun. It's
I bet
it's a
that's
lecture
wild.
hall class and there's 40 to 60 students in there. And Montana Tech freshmen are a self-selecting crew. They came here to work.
Mhm.
They didn't come for the party.
Well, I was going to ask you about like the sphere of philosophy intersecting with the sphere of a STEM school. Like, how does that?
Wisdom isn't limited by science. I think that human beings have a drive to know truths together, and certainly science, technology, engineering, mathematics represent a certain mode of truth seeking as well. These young people also, like us, right? They're curious, they're musicians, they're humans with interests all over the map. So I don't think that the STEM stereotype really holds, because I get a lot of creative engineers whose art is their engineering or their mathematics as well. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that in a philosophy class, that everybody is curious about goodness and truth and beauty, and why do we value things the way we do, and how come everybody else is wrong and we're right. About everything. And, so we have wonderful conversations, and the world is so crazy and complex right now between, social media and wars and, real congressional hearings about non-human intelligences
Yeah,
and
I was gonna bring up
UAPs and
AIs.
UFOs
Yeah.
and all of these things. Like, they live in such a crazy time period.
Yeah.
I've been watching a couple generations wash through here now, and I think that the rap that each generation behind us gets has, in my experience, every time been misjudgment. These young people are smart, and their hearts are full, and they're curious, and they're scared to death, and they have no idea. Like, they're inheriting a crazy world.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to figure out how to cope with it.
Yeah.
And do it with grace. But they work hard.
That's hopeful, and I love that. Like,
Yeah.
because that's not at all what you hear.
No.
I think.
No.
No.
Not often,
No.
you know?
Well, I see him every
But
day.
you're on the front lines,
Yeah.
of the new generation, and that's incredibly encouraging and exciting to hear. Like,
And you see the waves too. I mean, you were the same way, or, not, that long ago, I was part of that wave. So what I see now longitudinally over 23 years or so of doing this is that the world is becoming more complex, but they're still humans reaching for the things that humans were curious about before we started writing things down.
What happens when they're not humans anymore? Like,
Well,
since you dive into communication, AI is the thing right now, and we don't know what the future looks like.
yeah, there's all sorts of, large language models aren't intelligences, but they simulate intelligence, and they've become co-intelligences. I have embraced it, but also I've been exploring and I've been leading the campus efforts on ethical use of AI for faculty and students. I'm not a Luddite, though. I mean, I'm not scared of every new technology that comes through, and every new disruptive technology that does come through is predicted to be both our savior and the end of us, right? And it never works out this way, but AI is different. It's fundamentally disrupting everything in some ways. And if we can't figure out how to use it for good, then we'll be stuck with what we get.
Yeah,
And there are ways to use it for good.
I'm scared we haven't figured out how to put some bumpers on the bowling lane yet,
Exactly.
right? And to wrap our arms around it, because it's
Well,
kind
there
of a
are all
frontier.
sorts of internal bumpers that are just the biases of the algorithms themselves, right? So those aren't the guardrails or that we need. It's, I don't know, it's exciting. It's reinvigorated my inquiries into almost everything, though. So
do you use it on a day-to-day basis?
yeah, I do.
How so?
A number of ways. I use it to help me gather news. So I gather news from left, right, and center. And I use it to help me summarize narratives in the infosphere, and present that to me in the morning. I'm on a sober journey right now. So I use it I ask it things like, what's going on with my body after 70 days of not drinking alcohol? And, what can I expect in terms of cognition and how my body mind works, right? And I use it to help me make my assignments clearer for my students. I use it to summarize work. I use it to translate things that are difficult to translate. I use it to do research using Notebook LM, Google's research tool, which is unbelievable. It's a great way to assimilate a lot of information in a digestible way, quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it's it seems like you're using it as a tool to better what you're already doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to use it as a way to it's about quality of experience. A lot of things that I put a lot of labor into and would be tired at the end of doing before I got to the real heady stuff, I can outsource, edit, and then focus on using my brain for the important stuff rather than the administrivia, like just the amount of paperwork and the things that I can use it to help me gather information and cycle through this or take notes but I still handwrite stuff. I still read books. We can't outsource our cognition to the AI.
Right.
I think that it can be like I would never write a song with it. Anything that I would never, artistic creation. I don't use it for that. I use it to triangulate and try to understand things better.
It reminds me of that one meme because I get all my news from memes now. So
Incredibly reliable. Honestly, probably
got me
is.
this far.
Yeah. That's probably it. Probably is pretty reliable.
but I saw something recently that was like, I want AI to give me the time to make music and drawings. I don't want it to do the music and the drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that meme.
100. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That one was worth it.
100%.
And that may be, I mean, in the utopian vision of what happens. If all your basic needs are met, right? Of course, we have a lot. Right? There's a lot of reality, like ecological, biophysical reality that we have to cope with. If we could do that and not, use all the energy in the planet for the
Gosh, I know.
right.
Mm-hmm.
If let's say we had some kind of a 0 point energy source and that wasn't a problem, but the fact is that it was over $1 trillion in energy costs last year, and we're just ramping up.
Boy, it's just the start of it all.
It's just the start of it, and that has to come from somewhere, whether it's coal or hydro or creating all of this infrastructure to feed these AI farms.
It seems a little out of
it's
whack.
problematic.
It's out of balance. Yeah.
I bought an Airstream a couple years ago. I'm ready to bug out if I need to.
You know, your
I do
canned-
sound like a conspiracy
like your
theorist.
spam
Like, what happened
closet.
to him?
Chad's been gone for a while. He's eating spam.
I don't think anyone would. But you know what? I kind of like spam. I can get down with
Fry that
spam.
up, you're good.
Yeah, fry it up. Put it on a Hawaiian roll.
Spam and a guitar and some trees around you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think I'll try to hunt down some vegetables or elk.
Yeah, that's probably a little better than the spam.
Yeah,
Bring your fishing pole.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Katie, we talk every episode about what it must have been like to live in Butte in like the 1920s. Like there is not a better place right now to truly see that magic of Butte's glory than walking into the lobby of Hotel Finland.
Oh my God. Yeah. The Finland isn't just a place to stay. It's like a time portal. You walk into the lobby and just immediately see those massive chandeliers and they just hit.
Stunning, like legit stunning. It's like being back in the golden age of Butte while being in the current golden age of Butte. See what I did there? The Finland comes with all the modern amenities that you need in a hotel, but it was built in 1924. So a little factoid for you for the next Jeopardy episode. It's modeled after the Hotel Astor in New York City.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just can't beat the location. It's right in the heart of Uptown, so you are in all the action. Festivals, music, shows, food, drinks. It's right there for you.
It's a win for everybody. So the next time you're in Butte, stay somewhere that's the epitome of Butte's history and culture. You won't regret it. Book your stay online by visiting www.finland.com.
That's right. Hotel Finland, where history meets hospitality. We are supported by Alpha Overhead Doors. You know, nothing is more frustrating than when something that should just work all the time doesn't. Like your garage door.
Ugh, yeah. And I read that just the other day, Alpha Overhead Doors provides same-day garage door repair and installation. And that's kind of a big deal because, like, it's one of those essential everyday conveniences that we all need and we take it all for granted, like either at work or home.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Alpha Overhead Doors started in Billings 30 years ago and have expanded to Missoula. And 4 years ago, they landed right here in Butte. And the coolest part is they're run by a Butte native.
Very cool. For work that is consistent to community and client-focused core values, contact Alpha Overhead Doors. Visit their locations in Billings, Missoula, and on Montana Street here in Butte, and online at www.alphaoverhead.com. We are supported by Restore Design and Build, the architectural and general contracting husband and wife team. Mike Hanley and Maisie Sulzer are a powerhouse duo on the historic renovation, rehab, remodeling scene. Like, we're talking Chip and Joanna Gaines level of skills right here in Butte, Montana. You know what I'm talking about, Katie.
They're the perfect fit. Their mission and Butte It's what we need.
And I got to tell you about their current project. It's unbelievable. I've been lucky enough to step foot in the old Fairmont Creamery building. Now, this was a big old cold storage warehouse in Butte. It's like a 3-story. It was a burnt out shell when they purchased the property. I thought they were crazy. Soon, like very soon, it'll be 5 beautiful apartments in Uptown Butte. Now, I've been lucky enough to see this progress. They've been doing a fantastic job. It's just unbelievable what they're doing to that space. Rethinking and creating living spaces in like this crazy unused historic structure is unbelievable.
What they're doing addresses such an important need we have in Butte. We've talked about it a bit on this podcast that in order to create a vibrant, exciting community where people want to be, we need to reimagine these big old structures and get people in them and using them. And more people living right in Uptown Butte is such a good thing.
And like I said, they are the definition of dynamic duo. Like this Chip and Joanna Gaines, yeah. But they're also a little bit like, I don't know, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
I think they're kind of a lot like Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher, yeah. What about like Salt and Pepper?
Ooh, okay. Snoop and Martha Stewart?
Yeah, girl. Peanut butter and jelly. You got to go with that.
Lewis and Clark.
Bill and Ted.
Napoleon and Pedro.
All right, I'm going to shut you down
Okay.
with Forrest Gump and Jenny.
That's it. That's like, that duo can't be topped. You've won.
But we're talking about Mike and Macy from Restore Design and Build. They run a one-stop shop for all your design and construction needs. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be happy you did. Of All the Places podcast is supported by the Covalite Theater, Butte's nonprofit DIY event venue and uptown living room. The Covalite is located at 215 West Broadway.
Whether you're taking in a stage play or cabaret, joining a workshop, stepping up for open mic, hosting a private party, or grooving to live music, the Covalite is your new favorite hangout.
Weekly opportunities to stop by the Covalite are made possible by partnerships with Town Square Media, Ziply Fiber, and Clearwater Credit Union. Hey, Katie, let's tag team these events. Cool?
Yeah.
Tuesday nights are open mic nights.
Every Wednesday, there's a free movie on the big screen at 7 p.m. And then there are several other notable events and concerts coming right up.
Coming in April, the 9th through the 12th, is the Covalite International Film Festival.
And right after that, on Friday, May 1st, you can catch Magic Hunk's Girls Night Out at the Covalite. And then later on in May, check out The Waiting, a really rockin' Tom Petty tribute band. And that's what's going on at the Covalite.
I know you're not supposed to have a favorite student, but was it me?
It was you.
Wait, I didn't know this. Lore?
This is probably how Chad and I overlap mostly, right? Was through Montana Tech.
Yeah, John, I was a new department head and, should never have been put in that position at the age that I was at. And school had already started like that day. And John came in at the last minute and said, I think I want to be in this master's program. And I said, I've got scholarship money.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it started. Right?
Literally within like 24 hours, I was sitting at a desk.
You were sitting at a desk taking a class.
No, I'll never forget that phone call with you because I was like, Dr. Okrusch, I'm thinking about doing this stuff. It sounds like exactly what I'm doing already, this kind of creative and storytelling and things like that. Is this even possible? And you said, well, let's see if we can make this pony run. Quote, unquote. Like that was exactly, I was like, all right, let's see what we can do. And yeah, I think I got an email later that day with some paperwork and yeah, that was great.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm so proud of the work that you have done. And you came to us with all of these, all of these skills and experience already. But I think you've been one of our best ambassadors, right? Because I think you took what became I think I watched you develop your style.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I watched you go from, Comic Sans as your
I think
text
we
choice
still
for
use
your
Comic
mountain
Sans.
bike, for your mountain bike thing that you put together,
Right. Yeah.
to running 2 storefronts and online presence and being a cultural force here.
Thanks. Yeah.
You are. I mean, you've left your index, your fingerprint all over this community, and it's beyond this community. I love seeing 5518 stuff out in Montana
Isn't it
too.
great?
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
I still nerd out when I see that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'll let you give me compliments all afternoon,
Yeah.
but what I was in a roundabout, in the John Wick roundabout way to get there, that department doesn't technically exist anymore.
No.
And that really saddens me because what I felt in myself, I could see with everybody else in our department, and just how they would use these skills that, at least for me, I didn't think they were marketable skills. I was just like taking photos and doodling on a computer, right? And like taking those kind of raw skills and realizing something in themselves, and that how their puzzle fits into society.
Yeah, how necessary. I always used to tell you the program was called technical communication, professional and technical communication. But we did a number of things, and the metaphor I always used to use with the incoming freshmen, I told them that they were shaman, that they had to learn how to live in 2 worlds and communicate messages back and forth among them. And that meant becoming some kind of a subject matter expert, and then being able to encode the technical jargon into language that was accessible to non-technical people, which was kind of the essence of what we did. And we tended to focus on elegance and simplicity and minimalism, and as a practical endeavor, but also there's aesthetic dimensions to that. And
Comic Sans.
yeah. I will go to war with you on the Comic Sans. Unless you're doing a kindergarten birthday invitation, you should not be
Chad.
using
Okay, I'm with
Comic
Chad.
Sans.
That's where I was going with that.
I'll use Comic Sans on my album cover.
Oh no.
There's a place and a time, Chad, and it might be some.
I mean, that's true.
What if
You're
Black
making,
Sabbath used Comic Sans?
I mean, that would really be something. I don't know if it would have packaged the same way.
It just doesn't hit right.
We used to say that fonts are the clothes that words wear.
Yeah. There you
Oh
go.
my god.
What are you
I
wearing when
love
you wear
that.
Comic Sans?
Big Bozo the Clown, like
Striped like knee-high socks.
totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Somewhere
gosh.
somebody's geeking out over typography conversation.
Oh my god, I love that though. I've never heard that. Fonts are the clothes that words.
So when your Roots Americana album comes out and it has Comic Sans,
You'll know why.
we figured it out right here.
And he's wearing striped socks.
He's wearing knickers in the river for your cover. I think we got this figured out.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Not so
Yeah,
bad.
we nailed it.
I was going to consult on the album cover with you, but I don't think so.
Oh, I lost a job now?
Lost
Yeah.
a job.
Oh god.
Well,
Digging yourself a hole over there.
no one's a bad example. They can always be used as a bad example.
That's a great teaching method, actually.
Yeah. And so you've got a bunch of projects going on right now. Tell us what you're working on most recently.
I'm going into the studio the first weekend of January. I just booked it.
Cool.
And I've been telling everybody I was going into the studio for 16 years, I think. But I'm actually confirmed.
Okay.
I have 11 songs that have never been recorded. It's been since 2008 that I did an album. A lot of life has happened in between then, but there's really no excuse for that. I wrote 3 new songs behind the Wise River Club 2 summers ago, and now I have enough. I'm going to release them one at a time because albums mostly mean things to people my age. But once I get them all complete, I'm going to do LPs and maybe even some 45s. I think that would be cool with
I
some
would
singles
love
with
that.
flip
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Somebody always like, where do I get that song? So
Uh-huh.
it might be cool to
Yeah.
just put some money into the 45s.
That's
and
cool.
merch.
Mm.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
we're not making any money on streaming.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, the album's called Mostly Love.
Okay.
It's a song that I wrote for my daughters. And it was kind of an anecdote to another song I co-wrote or have writing credits on with Tim Montana called Mostly Stoned.
Yeah.
And the Charlie Sheen directed the video.
Yeah, that's right.
And was in the video. And I didn't write a word of it. I had nothing to do with it except for apparently I inspired it. Tim called me up and said, I put you in for 10% on a song. Something you said inspired me to write it. And I
No
thought,
way.
oh, well, I'm a poet and a professor. It must have been good. What did I say? And he said, I asked you how you were doing, and you said, mostly stoned. And he wrote a killer song.
Yeah.
He ended up getting an album deal, and he credits that song for it. But I needed to write my karma and write a song called Mostly Love for my girls.
Well, that's beautiful, Jed.
That is
Yeah.
beautiful. That's really cool.
Tim Montana's a good dude, huh?
Great guy.
I met him recently. We did some merchandise for the Wise River Club.
Yeah,
And,
I can see you guys hitting it right off. I
Yeah.
mean, talented, energetic, creative, humane,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, and-
You guys are all both doing more than your share, and you're lifting people up, and that's a powerful duo, you and Tim.
Yeah, and he's the type of personality that we need around here.
God, the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the energy. When I decided to stop drinking, Tim was early on kind of had been on this path before. And, you know, it's crazy is like, I'll cover a Travis Tritt song in one of my shows, but Tim wrote a song that Travis Tritt bought, right? He knows Travis Tritt. He knows Charlie Sheen. He knows all of these people. So they send him videos, like support videos of like, keep going, man. You got this. And he shared some of those with me.
That's cool.
On that same journey. And man, it's made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people supporting that choice.
Absolutely.
And in this town, you know, it's a drinky town.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly all I really ever knew, but I didn't think I had a drinking problem because all my friends drank more than me, right? So
Yeah.
So comparatively.
comparatively, I was like, I'm the lowest on this totem pole, but I was on the totem pole.
Right.
And people told me the other day, they said, you know, that's brave to put up a Facebook post to say that you're doing this. And I'm like, well, not really. It's true.
Yeah.
And other people are struggling with it too. And I've had help, and I'd like to be a help. It's completely changed everything about my everyday experience.
That's great.
I'm here a different person
Yeah.
because of it.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's vulnerable, and that's a big decision.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm what you call California sober, which means I still smoke a lot of weed. But it works.
Yeah.
It works for me. So
Yeah.
I've never been more productive. And there's a reason I'm going in the studio. There's a reason I'm doing a lot of the things that I'm doing right now is because I'm ready for the world. You know, I'm running into it. And
I just saw a little sparkle in your eye.
well, there's a lot of sparkle
That's
in my
great.
eye. I'm not getting any younger, and there's some important things I'd still like to be a part of. I'm gonna do a sabbatical. Hopefully, I'll be in Thailand next
Nice.
year,
Cool.
a year from January. Doing some AI, ethics,
Cool.
and music stuff there. Like to see Vietnam, and working on a novel, working on a book of philosophy, working on a lot of things. But I'm going to foreground the music for a couple of months to try to get this album kicked out and go on to the next project.
I'm curious how you said 16 years between album one, and that was Opportunity Blues, right?
It was Wisdom Road.
Wisdom Road,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, which
No,
is
the song that I'm
Yeah,
into is Opportunity Blues. Yeah. So between that and this one that we'll see soon, 16 years, how has your approach or the evolution of your singing, songwriting, the genre that you play, how has that evolved over the 16 years?
well, hundreds and hundreds of performances. So live interaction to get that, you well know that magic third thing that happens between you and an audience. And then you both find yourself in a new place. I've had that experience so often that's influenced kind of the desire to recreate new versions of that again and again. So I thirst for that audience interaction and those special moments where you share your stories with somebody melodically and performatively, and somebody gets it. And my voice has changed. Obviously, over the years on that album, I sound like a 32-year-old
Adolescent.
person. Yeah, I sound my age, and a lot of weed and whiskey. And maybe gravity. My voice has changed. The stories I have to tell have changed. My I don't have the same fear.
Okay.
I don't have imposter syndrome. I'm 52. This is who I am, and
So that makes me curious though. What specifically do you mean by fear? Because at some point I want to get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of failing. And I have been.
Okay.
Right. I'm not afraid of messing up on stage, because some of my most memorable moments are those mess ups. And some of my favorite moments, I realize this when I'm listening to like a live version of Todd Snyder or John Prine or Jerry Jeff Walker or whoever, Robert Earl Keen. Some of my favorite live moments are when they mess up and they're human, and then everybody laughs, or they just kind of eat it and move on. Right.
Right.
The worst fear, the fear I used to, fear forgetting lyrics, or fear messing up a riff, or fear losing the chord progressions in my head, and but been doing it for long enough that it's second nature now, and the worst thing that can happen isn't that bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And mostly people are just so kind to me that there's, I don't worry about it anymore.
That's pretty freeing too.
It's definitely, I've kind of become the old man of the songwriter crew.
You're the old guy on the end that screws up all the time.
No.
No, I'm the old, they call me Uncle Chad. And I was like,
I like that.
I thought I was your brother. And they're like, no, you're a full generation older than us, man. And I'm like, but uncles are sometimes creepy. Do I have to be Uncle Chad? And they're like, yeah, you're Uncle
you
Chad. You are Uncle Chad. So, okay, I'm cool Uncle Chad.
There it is. You're Funkle.
Yeah, Uncle.
Uncle Chad.
Yeah, Funkle. I've never heard that before. The fun uncle? Cool. I'll
Nice.
take that.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if I answered your question.
Have you played with anyone who's been pretty memorable, or any specific shows that stand
Lots.
out in your mind?
Yeah, you mean like played with or shared the stage with and around, or
Yeah, either. Anything
or
that's
opened for,
Yeah.
or all of those things. The guys that I run around with, we kind of mostly found each other at the Red Lodge Songwriter Festival. The first 5 or 6 of those, Lee, Calvin and the Coal Cars out of Red Lodge and Billings, and Kalen Beasley out of Cody, Wyoming, Matt Strawn and the Hoot Owls out of Helena, Montana, Sean Devine out of Livingston, Tom Catmull, Travis Yost in Missoula, Christy Hayes and Ben Pickett right here, you know. We just did a run of shows in Moscow, Sandpoint, Butte, and Bozeman for a Lucinda Williams tour, documentary tour with those guys. There's so many folks, you know, all over the place. And I don't know if you found this, but in other places, a lot of times the music scene can be cutthroat, but Montana is very supportive.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Nashville or Austin where everybody's backbiting and trying to get the free show.
No.
People collaborate, people lift each other up. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the essence of music, and you probably see it from a different angle because you're usually in front of the people. But for me, I love seeing just hordes of people together, all thinking the same thing, feeling the same feeling.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen enough in this day and age. And just music can create those moments.
Yeah. It's magical. It's a magical thing to have everybody holding on to the same structure and dancing around it, right? And finding their own expressive voice that contributes to the chorus or the cacophony or whatever it is that it ends up being. There's music is magic. There's just, that sounds like My Little Ponies, but it's really true.
I mean, it really is, because there's moments, and I know you've played at the folk festival.
Yeah.
There's moments I'll be standing next to someone, and I know you're on the full other political side of things. You're different culture. You're different. You might speak a completely different language, but we're listening to this band from Zimbabwe, and we are loving it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is it. This is connection.
Or all the string players or all the percussionists from, the Zydeco band and the band from Zimbabwe and the Sufi band, are all on the stage at the same time, and their instruments, which weren't made to be played together, create this new magic thing. Those are my favorite days.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday, the final day when they're taking everything down and you can go wherever you want. And
there's nothing better than taking a nap on the original grass and just listening to those last couple bands play.
The best day every day, like every year. That's the best.
I think that folk festival was one of the big factors in creating the infrastructure that drew people like you guys, to come and be a part of this, because it's really our better angels are on display there, and people come to Butte and they're like, oh, this place is great, right? The people are so kind. The architecture's beautiful. The history is rich and interesting. The food's weird and wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
It used to be that the week after would be Evil Knievel days, where our other angels would come out, and you would just
different vibe,
completely different vibe. It felt, fun, but a little darker and a lot more edgy and maybe dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, it would flirt
And
with that
both
line.
of those things are authentic expressions of the people in place, which is, that authenticity is what I think draws people here. It's because you don't really find that in places where there's no center. In Bozeman, it's a transient community. The people who live there haven't lived there long, and they come and go from other places, and that's not denigrating it. It's just different. It's not the same place and that's okay. Butte is this combination of this core, right? And the core produces people that leave, but also it draws in people from outside who stay and become part of the core.
Mhm.
But there's a center to it.
Yeah.
And if you find that you like being a part of that, it's then guess what? You're doing a podcast in your house in Walkerville,
Yep, sure.
right?
Yeah,
100% right.
yep.
No, I also think the folk festival was kind of the first impetus of not only people seeing Butte in in a different light, like you described, but I think it also it's different for the people of Butte. Like
Absolutely.
we can do things like the folk festival.
Exactly.
Like we can create these events that draw people in,
Mhm.
whereas something like that hasn't really happened.
Where else do you
prior to
pull that many volunteers?
Right.
Right.
That's like
It's amazing.
mind-blowing.
Yeah. Give us a reason. Give us something to do. Tell us we can't do it.
Yeah.
It's a sure way to get it done around here. And
Yeah, that's true.
and also there's a camaraderie that's in the DNA of mining cultures, social labor cultures, where union cultures, right? That's what union means. Is to come together, usually in battle some kind of entrenched power or interest, right? And take care of each other when things go sideways.
All right, folks, let's talk about one of the best spots in Uptown to kick back, grab a cold drink, and catch the Packer game. I'm talking about, if you don't already know it, Metal Sports Bar and Grill.
Oh, 100%. Metals is my go-to when I'm looking for a solid meal, quick and easy, or when I'm checking out the Wednesday ramen night. It is definitely not that good old brick of ramen we all know and love from our dorm days.
The old college times.
It's money.
Yeah, their ramen is phenomenal. Most recently, I had the banh mi sandwich. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, it is not your typical chicken fingers and deep fried everything bar menu, although that
Well,
stuff's good too.
That's dynamite too. But the classic Ray's fingers, that's your deep fried goodness right there. Pair that with some waffle fries and dangerous good.
Yeah, it's one of my go-tos. Fresh salads, wraps, flatbread pizzas, the poke bowl. Oh, that's Ben's favorite. And the drinks. Well, those are my kryptonite.
It is game on with Dave, Chef T, and the crew at Metal Sports Bar and Grill. So next time you're uptown and visiting Butte, head on over to Metal Sports Bar and Grill at 8 West Park Street. We'll see you there.
John, I have a sneaky suspicion that you're the type of guy who forgets about everything in the world the second you sit down on the couch after work. Am I right?
I'm not really sure what you're getting at here, sis, but I call that Steele's Furniture Magic, baby.
Yeah, I nailed it. I read you like a book, John Wick. We are proud to once again be supported by Steele's Furniture and Appliances. Located right in Uptown Butte, Steele's is where the magic happens.
Sofas and recliners, coziest beds, all the kitchen appliances that you could imagine. Those fridges, they're a flex.
Whether you're upgrading the old she shed, glamifying your living room, or just want a recliner that hugs you like Grandma Steele herself, Steele's Furniture has been serving Southwest Montana for 95 years.
Hey, how's that for having your back? And your backside, eh? Swing by 800 South Wyoming Street or check them out at steelsfurniture.com. Just tell Dan that we sent you.
Well, maybe tell Dan that I sent you.
Oh, thanks, Katie. We are supported by Casa Grande's Steakhouse. My goodness, you can't beat that hand-cut Rocky Mountain beef with that perfect amount of signature Casa Grande seasoning. Just let me dive into one of those petite fillets. You got to go medium rare with that, Katie. It's literally a religious experience. What's your go-to meal at Casa Grande's?
The Arts spicy cream sauce
Yes.
pasta.
Mhm.
That is like crack. I'm
sure.
totally obsessed.
Like I said, religious experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the whole menu is truly off the charts. I'm talking made-to-order pastas, chicken, seafood, of course. We can't say Casa Grande Steakhouse without sushi night. If you miss that, you're straight up missing out. Every Thursday, sushi night. Thank us later for that. Casa Grande Steakhouse, you'll literally never be disappointed.
And you'll never leave hungry.
For sure. You should actually just order a to-go box with your meal. Casa Grande's is located inside the historic Bertoglio building at 801 South Utah Avenue in Uptown Butte. Casa Grande Steakhouse, where you'll always be welcomed as a part of the family.
And I've been on the other side of that too, as you know, John. My family was involved with the events that led to the creation of Mariah's Challenge, and I've been on the receiving end of Butte's care. When our girls were hit and Mariah passed, my daughter survived, Val Kilmer survived, but this community held us up, cradled us, and fed us, and through fundraisers. And I mean, have you ever seen so many fundraisers
No.
Right.
in your life, or contributed? I watched the big checks that you give people from 5518 or McKee,
Sure.
just, doing the same thing. People make money to pay it forward, and it's a community. It's a fun thing to be a part of, and I'm proud that we are the kind of place that drew folks like you guys in.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud to be part of it. Like,
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like if we're not doing those things, what are we doing?
You lived in Korea. You could have lived anywhere. You could have stayed in Phillipsburg your whole life. Not a bad gig.
No. you're
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
right. But you chose to come here and to be here, and to help create what it means to be a part of this community. Right?
And even when we came back from Korea, Cassie and I were both like, this is where we'll land until we figure out what's next. We had a small house on the flat, right? And then we got involved, and we saw what this place is and what it can be. And there's no better spot.
Right.
So we're not going, the grass might not be greener,
Yeah.
right? So here we are.
Yeah. It isn't. Yeah. And Cassie's a force. Jesus, force of
I
nature.
know, good Lord.
It's an amazing thing. And this sounds like, it's all self-congratulatory, but it's easy, but it is special and it is unique. And I have often thought, man, I think I'm ready to leave again. But I love my job. I love this community. I still have family and friends here. And I like basing out of Butte and traveling the world, right? But coming back here,
There's nothing like coming back.
no.
I'm like you. I love to leave,
Yeah.
but it's the coming back when I start getting the feels.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you come down I-15, and like the Highlands are right there. You can see the city to your right, and I'm like, there's something here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last night we were, coming home. We've been gone for 2 weeks, and we came around like the last corner,
Right.
and then it was dark, and the ladies lit up, and you're like, oh,
There's just
it's just like
guys are-
magic.
Gonna make me cry.
No, but it is.
Because that's, but you're choosing to be here,
Yeah.
right? You're choosing to be here because we've created a place that is hospitable out of a place that was inhospitable and dying and ecological wreck, right?
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
yeah, you should be.
It's amazing. It's not just resilient, it's creative after, right? It's unique on Earth, and it might sound like a provincial concern with my home, but everywhere I go, anybody who knows about this place sees it as a unique expression of the human experience, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you think about, we look back at 100 years, and that was the golden age, right?
Yeah.
Like the Butte of the 100,000 people, like you talked about. And there's 5 theaters and 4,000 spaghetti factories, whatever they talk about, like that's pretty amazing. But for people like you and like us, that's great and all, but we don't want to live 100 years ago, right? So fast forward into 100 years into the future for me.
Hmm.
And the work that you're doing, the music, the students that you teach, the books that you write, it's making an impact, and there's ripples that you are doing. So what are people at 100, 200 years from now, what are they going to say about this time, this era of Butte's history?
That depends on the decisions we make right now, right? It's like the Jared Diamond book, How Societies Choose to Collapse, How to Fail or Succeed. The book Collapse, How They Choose to Fail or Succeed. We have a lot of choices we can make, so it could go many different directions. But if we continue to nourish the systems that nourish us and take care of each other and adapt, if we do it with integrity in a way that helps us create healthy, adaptable versions of ourselves and this place, 100 years from now, see, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, I'm certain that there are non-human intelligences, that aliens exist, interdimensional creatures exist. That sounds like I just went off the deep end, but
No,
but
I
it's
don't
not.
think so.
And
No.
I'd love to have a conversation about that with anybody. Of course, Mike Masters has influenced me.
Yeah. We'll come back for another episode.
yeah.
We'll get real weird.
Yeah, let's get real.
Aliens
weird.
only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
alien only. Let's
I'm ready.
Let's do it. So 100 years from now, I'm thinking, if things go well and AI is giving us space to do the things that we want to do, we might look back at this moment as a kind of a golden age, right? Because I think we're gonna be cyborgs in 100 years. Everybody's gonna be plugged into
Just download my brain, sort of a thing.
Yeah, something like that. So it's a terrible. I don't think my brain is able to conceive 100 years. If you said 15 years, I would struggle with that too, because things are moving so fast. But I don't know. I think I'm proud of being a part of all the things I've been a part of here. And I think things like Montana Tech Education, Mariah's Challenge, the music community, I don't know. This is kind of a crash landing for your podcast.
No,
I don't
no
have a
such
good
thing.
answer to that.
Well, there is no good answer.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. But the one thing I do know is that the puzzle piece that you contribute to this place, like, makes the fabric of this community more beautiful. And so I want to make sure you know that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's edit out that other part where I was talking and just finish with that. Can you do that?
Ben, that's on you, buddy.
Fix it in post.
To mix
fix it in
metaphors,
post.
the puzzle piece fits into the tapestry.
There it is.
That's right.
See, we landed that plane.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for including
takes
me
a
in your
village.
conversations.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you for being
And it was
here.
good to meet you both finally. I'll be looking for Desperate Electric on one of my nights off.
Yeah.
We're out there.
Power disco. Man.
Yeah.
That's what life's all about.
Of all the places, of all the places, of all the
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. And thank you to our guest, the Comic Sans enthusiast, Funkle Chad Okrusch. If you're a fan of the show, please tell a friend. That's the easiest way to support this podcast or any others you listen to. Please don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube, and be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Of All the Places is produced by Morris Mountain Productions in partnership with 5518 Designs. Our theme song is made specifically for the show by Walkerville's own power disco duo, Desperate Electric. For Ben and Katie, this is John. Thanks so much for listening today and to Season 3 of All the Places podcast.
places.